Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I have a heart for home life, and today I'm going to be giving my very much overdue Generations Level 1 curriculum review. If you're new to my channel, please hit like and subscribe and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Let's get to it. So for kindergarten and preschool, I had been using The Good and the Beautiful, which I really loved. Everything was very colorful, very engaging, and the instructions for what I was supposed to do as the teacher were very easy to follow. The only thing I didn't like is that it seemed a little bit shallow regarding scripture and the Bible and Bible stories. That's not really what I wanted for my daughter though. I wanted something that was going to be a little bit deeper, and so I started looking around and I found Generations, and it seemed to be exactly like what I was looking for. When I first purchased the curriculum last year, all that was included was history, the story of Jesus people, God Made Everything, which was the science book, God's Big Story, which was reading, and it was for the second part of the school year, and the Phonics book, which I don't have anymore because it was consumable, but I'll try and put a link in the description below. The curriculum came with 5 biographies, one about Polycarp, one about John Knox, one about David Livingstone, one about Amy Carmichael, and the last one was about Hudson Taylor, but I can't find it anywhere, so it's probably somewhere in the house. Hopefully not lost forever, but they read them over and over, so they really did enjoy them a lot. So I really liked that the curriculum went more in-depth with the Bible. It had a lot more scripture. It was very exciting to read, especially the God's Big Story book, which I had not gotten into in my last video. Had lots of very colorful pictures and really good faith lessons that I could discuss in detail with my daughter after she read each chapter. And these were all things I wanted, so I was very happy with that. The only things I didn't like about the curriculum were, first, that it didn't come with math at the time. It does now for level 1. Of course, we're beyond that at this point, and as of today, I haven't seen anything about a level 2 yet, but I'm sure it's in the works. The other thing I didn't really like is that these biographies really were kind of random. They didn't have any lessons that they were connected to. There were no prompts in any of the books that told you when to read them, which is fine, but for me to feel organized about it, I would have had to do a separate unit study and tried to tie them in some way, and that's just not something I ended up doing this time around. The girls really did like them though, so they read them repeatedly over and over, and we talked about everything that was discussed and the different character qualities that the people that were in the biographies had, and so they did like them and they did use them. It just wasn't in a very organized or sequential way. I mentioned the Phonics book in my mid-year review, which I'll link below, and at the time I really wasn't crazy about it. After having done the entire book, I still don't know that I loved it. My first grader was beyond where that book was at the time, and so it ended up being kind of review for her, which worked out because I had a baby. It was nice to not have stuff that was too complicated that would take a lot of time for me to walk through with her. So that was helpful, but the Phonics book I felt like was a little bit juvenile for where she was, having started with The Good and the Beautiful last year. The activity sheets that were with each lesson are really all that I did with her. I didn't go through the individual lessons just because it was so basic and a little bit tedious, and honestly I think she would have lost interest if I had tried. So she did the activity sheets for those until we got to God's Big Story, and then she would read a chapter in this and do the activity sheets that came with it. Her opinion of it is that there was too much work to do. I don't think it was that much work, but she would get bored easily. She would want to go do other things, and so I ended up cutting out some of the optional activities so that she wouldn't have quite as much to do as we neared the end of the year, and she was getting kind of tired of sitting down to do her schoolwork every day. Honestly, I was tired of it too. My overall opinion of the Generations Level 1 curriculum for homeschool is that I really liked it. I thought it was very helpful in laying the biblical foundation that I wanted for my first grader, and everything was very engaging and colorful, so I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that gets a little bit deeper than The Good and the Beautiful. If you're going into first grade this year, then they do have the first grade math. I can't really give you any thoughts on that because they didn't have it when I ordered it last year, so I haven't had the chance to use it yet. Well, that's all I have today about the Generations Level 1 curriculum. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you plan to use with your children this fall. I hope you have a blessed day. Can you show me a silly face?